Please join me in welcoming her for a session on Agentic Commerce, Senior Vice President and Group Country Manager for North Africa, Levant, and Pakistan at Visa, Miss Leila Serhan.
Good afternoon, everyone. I love the energy, and thank you, Ansar, for a great. I think it's a great lesson on brand marketing, and I refer to many of what you said actually with AI and agentic commerce. I think you talk about what brands need to do, but we also talk about the technology that they can use to actually achieve many of the things you're saying. So, good afternoon, everyone. It's my real pleasure to be here. I think. I'm seeing very few familiar faces, and many of you might be asking, what is Visa doing in this room? We usually work with financial institutions and fintech, but increasingly we're working with merchant. And obviously, agentic commerce is an area that we're looking at very, very closely. We've already released some of the protocols and solutions around Visa Intelligence Commerce, and we'll be talking a little bit more about this today. But what's going on in the world, right? I think there are some very important shifts that are happening. So you all have seen the numbers. Sam Altman wants to raise $1 trillion to build the next data centers across the US. Actually, the AI investment that happened in infrastructure in the US has contributed to 59% of the GDP growth of the US just in the first 6 months of 2025. We're seeing AI coming as well in many places, in production, in movies, in series. This is the Mandalorian on the second image, where actually they use generative AI to do this virtual production set with virtual backgrounds, but in a live action series. The third image is Pods. Pods is probably one of the smartest billboard ever created. They actually also use Gen AI so that they produce more than 6,000 unique headlines tailored to specific New York neighborhoods. And they were able to send more than 299 messages in just 29 hours. So talking about hyper-personalized advertising and targeted marketing. Xiaomi produces an SU7 car every 76 seconds, thanks to 700 robots that are working on these cars, and it's all automated through artificial intelligence. You see on Times Square, this is an AI startup called Artisans. I don't know if you've seen this campaign, but so they have virtual AI employees, and actually their ad was pretty controversial because they were saying, stop hiring humans. An artisan will never complain about work-life balance. It was quite a controversial debate around AI and its impact on jobs, but this is happening. And the reality is today, many of your customers and your consumers are actually using AI to search for your products, right? What we've seen is that in the US, in July alone, there's a 4,700% increase to retail traffic site coming from actually AI agents, the ChatGPT, Perplexity, and others. Actually, when consumers were surveyed, more than 60% said, I would trust my agent more than my friend to tell me what to wear or to help me choose what to wear. So all of these are real, they're happening today, and obviously, let's have a look a little bit at how we look at agentic commerce.
Mom and Dad need flights. Non-stop only, comfortable seats. Done. They'll need a hotel. Let's go nice. A little less fancy. Done. Let's Let's make sure everyone has the right look. Perfect. One less, I guess.
I don't know if some NFL fans might have recognized a great player. But the reality is not that smooth, right? The reality is today AI agents may help you find tickets, may help you find the right deals, but the journey is far from being smooth. I think there's a video here. And our job is actually how do we turn that experience into something that is much more practical. And where we come is not really around the end journey, but really how do we solve for the messy middle. You know, you search on ChatGPT, but then you have to go back to your browser and you have to go back to Amazon or any other shopping website. And why is this important? According to McKinsey research that was published, I think, a few months ago in June 2025, agentic commerce is going to reach approximately $1 trillion in the US from a business to consumer retail revenue by 2030. So this is going to be huge. But the success is really dependent on overcoming all of this friction and making sure that all of those transactions that are going to happen on AI agents are actually trusted. So what we've done is we've launched a Visa Trusted Protocol in April. We've announced this protocol, which is a framework that will allow merchants and financial institutions to recognize AI agents and block any malicious bots that may be coming from those agents, and then addressing all of the fraud and security concerns that people may have. So in this new world of agentic commerce, there are some new problems that we need to solve for, right? So, things that we didn't have before in the commerce business. First is consumer intent. How do we make sure that the AI agent is actually aligned with what users want, right? You don't want an agent to come and start purchasing on your behalf everything that is under the sun. So we need to make sure that there is an intent from the consumer. The second one is fraud, right? If there is a malicious attack or malicious agents that are using AI and making unauthorized purchases, who's responsible? Who are we going to go to and be responsible to actually indemnify this unauthorized transaction? Many of you who do commerce online, you also have your own fraud system so that you stop any bots from coming. How do we make sure that we work with online commerce and merchants to make sure that their bots are not stopping the real agents that are trying to make a purchase, and then you're not losing that purchase as a merchant. And finally, disputes, right? Who's going to be in charge of the dispute? Is it the agent? Is it the bank? Is it the merchant? How do we identify those roles? So they're really very, very new problems that we're trying to solve, and that we are putting the frameworks, whether it's through the Visa Trusted Protocol or other protocols in the industry, to actually solve for these. And this is why we announced, I believe, at the beginning of 2025, our Visa Intelligence Commerce. And it's really made of three main components. So first, it's a Visa card that is AI ready. It's a Visa card that is programmable, that is authenticated, and that is tokenized so that it can be used in AI environments. The second one is personalization and control. So I think the previous speaker talked a lot about personalization. We want to make sure that the user is actually in control of the personalization that comes from the AI. And here the personalization is going to be pushed way beyond just, recommendations. And because you bought this, we think you would like this. It goes way beyond this kind of personalization. And we want to make sure that we put the user in the driver's seat and not the agent. And finally, security, right? And the core promise needs to remain. I mean, Visa is one of the most trusted brands in the world. We want to make sure that the same way you trust using your Visa card at a shop or on any website is also trusted with agentic commerce. But if we go a little bit further into this, I think tokenization, and it might be a concept that many of you don't know, but in the world of payments, it's actually taking the 16 digits of your card and making it as an encrypted token that means nothing to anyone who puts his hand on this token. So tokenization is gaining a lot of traction globally. I think in Pakistan, we just launched Google Pay. So a lot of the cards are going to be tokenized. Many are already tokenized. So this is really the first step from a card perspective. And through our intelligence commerce, you'll be able to load your card, but you'll also be able to verify your identity and prove who you are on the agent. The second one is obviously user experience. We showed you our vision for agentic commerce, but we want to make sure that not only people are loading their card and they're proving their identity, but they're also able to customize their experience. And AI is capturing this intent and managing everything that is happening in the background. We want to make sure that AI agents are sharing spend and purchase inside only with consumer consent. So very important that we protect the privacy of our user and maintain those standards. And finally, in terms of the fraud prevention, so like I said before, streamlining dispute management, preventing fraud, making sure that we're keeping pace with this evolution that is happening, and with our solutions in terms of real-time fraud detection. We've been doing this for decades, blocking more than $40 billion a year, every year, in terms of fraudulent transactions on the network. I think we have the experience to be able to deliver on this promise. So we see three potential paths for commerce, right, and for merchants. You can either fully embrace agentic commerce. You can either resist commoditization, and going back to the price discussion in the previous presentation, or build your own AI agent so that you enhance your own experiences. Yeah. So in terms of embracing, you can optimize for AI ecosystem, fully embrace agentic commerce, start using it, start testing it, and use it to drive your sales and really streamline the shopping experiences for your users. Make sure that you prevent the race to commoditization using AI-driven commerce, right? You don't want this to become also a price war, another place where you're having those price war. And finally, use agentic commerce to supercharge your own experiences. So Al-Futtaim, for example, in the UAE is actually using AI agents, not to sell to them, but actually to enhance their own shopping experiences for those agents. So as I said, you might not be familiar as retailers working with Visa, but on the contrary, we have developed a number of offerings for you as retailers. We have a full team from our consulting and analytics team that can help you all the way from setting the strategy to the implementation of agentic commerce. And obviously, I talked about our Visa Intelligent Commerce, but we also have a marketing team that can also help you elevate your brand and bring all of the marketing services and the brand services that we offer. I'm looking forward to be able to see more of agentic commerce coming up in Pakistan. We're more than happy to pilot anything with you. Think of the strategy to start with, and I want to thank you very much for your time. Thank you.